Oh, no, stop. So we're all aware that my studio is trashed. Oh my god. We are human. The mess finds us all eventually. And right now, I have an infestation of it. And I know full well that its root cause is that I have too much fabric that I'm trying to store in a space that does not have room for this much fabric, and it's just creating overspill everywhere. So it's time to sort it out. Like, you can't see all of this yet, but I'm looking at it and it's bad. For anybody who wanted to tidy alongside this video, I have edited a longer version that's about an hour, and that is linked in the description, so feel free to switch over. On with the regular programming. So believe it or not, this is actually the sofa corner. This is meant to be the cozy part of the studio where I can sit and relax. And obviously it is not doing that because I just pile it with stuff. And then if we come around, there's still a pile of scraps on the floor, so I have to climb a little bit. We have the main bookcase of fabric, a bunch of rolls stacked on this end. I also have a bunch of rolls stacked in between these two units, a bunch of drawers where I've actually bought everything for projects and just not made those projects yet, because I do that a lot too. And then if we come around a little further, I have pegboard of stuff I have for some reason. Literally every sample I have ever ordered. And then further down here, we have my nightmare. And even though that's technically the full studio, we're not even done because I also keep loads of stuff next door and downstairs. We're walking. It's messy in here, forgive me. So this is the room next door to the studio, which is where I do all the editing of videos. It's also Dan's studio, and it's also filled with a bunch more storage. I don't even know what's in a lot of these drawers, to be honest, but they're all full of stuff. So clearly I need to go through them. Living room. It's actually not that bad in here because it's tidy, but it's still more stuff than I probably need. So down here, obviously, I store all of the fabric on the different bookcases, and there's also the two other bookcases on the other side of the room that also store fabric. But I kind of feel like we've just hit a point where a lot of the stuff upstairs could maybe start coming down here to make a little bit more room. So now you're aware of the situation that I'm dealing with. I'm definitely going to start sorting out the actual main folded fabrics first, but I do just need to scoop up all the scraps out of the way. And I'm also aware I do need to close the blind. I would appreciate just giving me like a few minutes to enjoy some sunlight because it's so rare in this country. I think I've somehow managed to tangle all of my scraps together into a giant knot because this is just like a solid mass. I can't even move it. We're just gonna scoot these over. You know when you start something and you're just so sure that you can just crack on with it, and then it actually gets to the thing and suddenly you're just deer in the headlights? Pull everything down, but as I pull it down, it's going to go into a pile of keep or get rid. I am definitely keeping my ballet fabrics because these are gorgeous and they dye really well. And I'm really getting into fabric dyeing as well. I feel like I might be getting a little bit better at it, which is exciting. So many possibilities. This is another keep. These we actually picked up from an antique shop. Look how pretty that is. I have no idea what to use this for, but I love having it in the stash, and it is definitely a keeper. This feels like a get rid to me. The fabric I originally bought for the Thumbelina collaboration I did with Annie, and I hated it. Like, you can see how shiny that is, and that wasn't really the look I wanted to go for. I'm not going to use this. I know I'm not. Hopefully someone else will like it. 3 meters of a linen cotton mix. Keep. Also a keep. That didn't fall very well. I'm throwing them, but I'm trying to keep them folded so there's a little bit of order in this chaos. I don't know. I feel conflicted. This one I bought very early on because I looked at it and it kind of gave a bit of a Chanel vibe to me, and I kind of wanted to have a go at making a couture dress inspired by Chanel. But will I actually do that? It has been 3 years. We'll put it in keep for now. This is leftover fabric from when I made my raincoat. I feel like I loved that project, but I doubt I will work with this again. bunch of leathers. I'm gonna say keeps with these, I've got ideas. The red linen is a keep. Velvet gold. We made it through a whole shelf. And I picked 2 things to get rid of, and one of them is a maybe. Love me some gothic silks. This one's also a keep. Ooh, it's going. I hate this fabric. I wanted it to be nice, and it technically could be nice. My big problem with it, and the reason why I have never used it on anything, it just sheds. So I don't want to deal with this one anymore. It's worse than the glitter. Okay, it's probably not worse than the glitter, but it feels like it's worse than the glitter. So this is going. I'm done with you. Oh God, I had it for like a second. I hate that fabric so much. I love this fabric. Every time I look at it, to me, that just feels very much like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. And I always wanted to do some kind of Wizard of Oz inspired look with this. I just never actually thought of a design to go with that idea. So maybe I should, because I think it would be cute. I don't know why I own this, but this could be pretty. Oh, I remember why I bought this. That was going to be such a cute project and I completely ran out of time to do it. I have so many things that I planned to do last summer and I just didn't get time to, because I swear last summer didn't even happen. It was just over in an instant. Leaf curtains? I feel like it wouldn't do a dress because it's a bit too thick for that. Should I make a cute garden apron? I'm gonna make a garden apron. Every project that I say I'm going to do as I'm pulling this stuff out, I'm gonna need you guys to hold me accountable to that, because otherwise I won't do it. Scarf for some reason. Another scarf for some other reason. I swear this is another scarf. I'm not liking being down here because it's just exposing how I'm keeping everything. Oh dear. I used the other one once to make my cottagecore dress and I haven't really had any inkling to use this fabric since. So I feel like someone else can get use out of this. Be it for fabric or be it for table coverage. I love this one. This one stays. It's like old tree trunky. And I feel like if I ever make a true forest fairy outfit, it would be awesome. I still like this too. I'm throwing them, but I'm trying to keep them folded. This one has awesome vibes. This one is beautiful. There's not that much of that left. Or that. Oh my God, this is like the softest cotton ever. Literally no reason to keep that. Doesn't belong in here. Gray felt. Historical costuming potential. But will I actually do it though? Probably not. But on the other hand, maybe. I really hate having witnesses to this. Gold wood grain look. Very awesome fabric. Not sure if I would personally find a use for it though. So I wish it good fortune and tidings in its future creator's home. May you be made into something beautiful. Cute. Nice. Oh, these are a little bit too yellow for me. These are cool. These are staying. I found pre-made cushion squares with all the tapestry writing on it. I breathed in too much. This is how I die. So yeah, they're cool. There's 2 meters of that, so that's useful. Look! It's another scarf! Why do I have so many? It's another scarf. Why did I think they would be useful? Could I use those on? No, stop it. I have all my rose velvet, which I'm keeping because I love this stuff. Got these adorable little like basket weaves in the design. Oh, this is, I know what this is. Another summer project from last year I didn't get time to do, but it would have been cute as hell if I did do it. So maybe I will, for cuteness. This is all of the blue velvet that I thrifted because I told my mom I would make her some cushions and then proceeded to not make her any cushions. Keeping you because I'm weak. Oh, can I have a break? Oh, this thing's weird. It's like this little printed postcard thing. I don't know why it exists or what it was for, but I thought it was cute and I figured it might have a use. I feel like I used this on something, but I cannot remember what for the life of me. How much of you is there? Oh, it's an alphabet fabric. I knew I'd used it on something. My piles are merging. I knew it would happen. I love this fabric. This one stays. Goodbye. This one doesn't feel very me. I'm gonna get rid. I'm sorry for anyone who asked me to do this video so they could clean alongside to be motivated, and I'm just lying on the floor. I lost my motivation so quickly. Oh dear Lord, what have I done? I regret this so much. What do I do now? I have neatly folded all of the big pieces of fabric onto the table that I'm keeping. Everything that remains on the floor was technically sorted in to keep. Go through and see if there's actually enough there to make it worth keeping. I have also acquired a storage vessel. So any fabrics that I deem worthy of patchworking will be going in the tub. Okay, let's do this. There's actually more of that than I thought there was. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a patchwork one. I think technically you could get a couple of pattern pieces out of it, but nothing really springs to mind of what I would use it for, so patchwork. I'm also gonna put all of the scarves into patchwork as well, because I know I said, why did I keep these? What on earth would I use them for? They've got cute little patterns on them. And if I cut them out and then reinforce them with some backing fabric, they'll make some cute little squares. I know, I'm a hoarder. Hobbit scraps are definitely in patchwork, as are the leftover lily pads. This is a tricky one, because this would be nice for some patchwork pieces, but equally, there's enough there that I feel like someone else could get some decent use out of that, so it feels a bit selfish to keep. I might cut the awkward triangle ends off and keep those for me, and then give the rest for somebody else's collection. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It'll be easier to go to a new home if it's in a rectangle shape rather than a weird cut out circle. For me. And this can be for somebody else. Snow White. Oh, that's like an actual piece. I didn't know I had that much. Fabulous. This is like one of my most favorite fabrics I have ever bought, so absolutely keeping. This fabric is so weird. I have no idea what to use it for, but I love it. Such a vibe. I feel like you could play a drinking game with how many times I've said vibe in this video. I can't help it. It's just my generation. We have like 5 words in our vocabulary. This is hard. I don't think we have done too bad for our first afternoon of work. Good morning, merry people. It feels really weird to film on this half of the studio, but I kind of really like it. I was a little bit lost on where to start this morning because there's kind of just mess everywhere now. So I made myself a list. That list is here. And step 1 on that list, other than just day 2 intro, is clear sofa. Let's dig in. Oh, this sofa. Why do I live like this? I have a new light shade and some other decor items. I am actually planning on doing up the studio a little bit. I have ideas. Forgot about this. I have another entire box of little scrap bits. It never ends. New pile for backdrops. Cushion covers, patchwork / upcycling pile. I missed. These are cute. I thrifted them because I thought they'd match the bedroom, and I'm not entirely sure if they actually go with it or not, because we actually got some curtains too. Because if you're a regular here, you'll remember when I did my medieval bedroom and I didn't update the curtains in there, so they still have quite modern curtains in the bedroom. And then I thrifted these thinking, well, aren't these perfect? But they really don't go in there. We tried putting them up and it looked horrendous. The current modern ones actually look better than these ones do. So I now have these and I have no actual plan or use for them. So I could upcycle into something else, or I don't know, pass them to a new home. Either way, let's put it in the curtain tablecloth pile for now, and then we'll decide that later. I love having this much space in the studio, like I can skip. I want this much space all the time. Oh, these are gorgeous. Whenever I look at these, it just screams like 17th century, 18th century. I always get the centuries mixed up, but it's one of those. It screams that style. Love these curtains. This is another decor item for the studio revamp. That's right, I bought a tapestry. I brought this up to the studio hoping I could make some kind of use out of it. It was my table runner from downstairs that I ruined after one use. Halloween gothic purple bleeding candles, and I can't get the stain out. And then the main mess left on this sofa are all of my patterns. I also just have this whole pile of brand new art supplies that I bought that I was so sure I was going to use. We just get rid of some of these scraps. And look, sofa. That pile on the table is large, and I don't think that's going to fit back in the bookcase very well. I need to be bolting some of them up onto the cardboard pieces to store them downstairs on the downstairs bookcases, because there is room downstairs, and the more stuff that goes downstairs, the more spacious and efficient it ends up here. Although maybe I should sort out all the piles I just made on the floor, considering I literally just took everything off the sofa and put it on the floor. I had a quick dig through the unit in the other room. Primarily, there's a lot of stuff in there that's stuff I need to fix or alter or finish off if I just never finished a piece on it. And that's all shoved in those drawers. I also found some small little segments of fabric, which I've now put with the rest of the patchwork fabrics. And then we have this drawer full of fabrics that are like linings and interlining-y kind of fabrics. Clearly, this system doesn't work because this drawer is overflowing and there's still lining materials just with my regular stash. So I had the right thinking when I put this drawer together, I just didn't execute it very well. I'm just instantly realizing I don't actually want to go through this yet. So instead, I'm gonna just pile this back on, and I'm actually just going to get the lining fabrics from the table and add them to this pile and then just put them aside somewhere to circle back to later. Time to tackle the roll fabrics. I have so many roll fabrics. I have too many roll fabrics. I need to cut them down. Oh, no, stop. It's just furthering my point that I have too many rolls. Now these three I have already used in projects. This one I used in my Bloody Valentine, this was from my wedding dress, and this was from Vintage Snow White. So I kind of feel like I could part with them and give them to someone else, but I also think they're kind of all pretty neutral fabrics, so surely I'd use them again. The wedding dress fabric, that's very easy to dye to any colour, so that's actually useful. Don't know if I would use this fabric again, so that might be one to part with, possibly. This is a really nice blue silk, mentally pegged as a historical fabric, Victorian era kind of style. Loads of green velvet. I have so much green velvet. I also really love this one. This is like that gothic-y, vintagey floral one that I've got. I'm not getting rid of any of these. I'm just giving you a tour. Obviously, one day redoing Crimson Peak. Bought this one for Halloween. I swear I will get to that project. Fantastic backdrop material. This one I'm happy to part with. This one I bought for Abby's Ren Fair costume that I did, and I don't think I'm likely to use it again. Oh, this one's cool. If anybody remembers my fairy tale princess dress, this is that fabric, but it's like in gold writing instead of white, so it stands out a lot more. Tell you what I should do. I should separate backdrop fabrics. I decided it would be a good idea to get the fabric off the rolls I wasn't keeping anymore so I could use the rolls myself. And I really severely underestimated just how much fabric was actually on these rolls. You can just see the regret sinking in. And then with the rolls free, I rolled up all of my different backdrop fabrics so they would be far more accessible for me to use going forward. And let me tell you, rolling up fabrics is such an arm workout when you don't have enough floor space to actually put it down. I was dying. Right, I'm determined. We are getting all of this stuff back onto the shelf. I refuse to leave it on the table for another evening. Good morning. I really don't want to, but I think it is finally time to tackle the nightmare box. I think I just need to get some little bits of sellotape and just tape all the ends of the roll so they don't keep unraveling everywhere and turning into a giant knot. This is what I'm talking about when I say it all just got knotted together. Oh my god, it's even worse now it's out.
This is the end.
I'm gonna find some sellotape and we're gonna crack on with this. I think that just very quickly dawned on me how long this is going to take. This is why I procrastinate. One down. We have neatly stacked ribbons, and we have neatly stacked trims and tassels, and we have the remaining mess. But it's shrinking. We're almost there. I tried to get a satisfying shot of putting all the ribbons away, but instead I just got a really sarcastic shot of my camera panning down because I forgot to lock the tripod in place. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how stunning this looks? I do feel the need to disclose that all of the lace trims are still on the floor. Baby steps, we're getting there. We are finally on to sorting out the scraps. Now, I'm not necessarily keeping them in these boxes, I just need places to categorize everything because I need to sort it all into 3 main categories. Everything that's good for patchworking, so little they can't really be patchworked or appliqued, so it's just good for stuffing things. Fabrics I need to set aside for my red dress, which is the dress that includes fabrics from everything I have ever made and ever will make. And I made a list of all of the projects that I need to make sure I save fabrics from. This is just a piece of fabric. So I'm gonna fold this up and put it with actual fabrics. I think a big thing about going through this stuff, some of these pieces are decent pieces of fabric for patchworking, but they have all these horrible stringy bits coming off where I've cut out panels. Cutting all those off to put in the stuffing section and just neatening off the actual pieces to make them more usable. It's a really long bit of organza. I'm just gonna cut that. We've gotta do it. This is a little bit from the curtains from the living room. So that's for the red dress. It's a bit from the witchy wardrobe. Red dress. Okay, I'm gonna need a second container for the patchwork stuff because that box is getting a bit full and clearly the pile still has a lot left in it. So I'm gonna move the red dress fabrics into the cardboard box and put that on the sofa. And then this will become a secondary patchwork box. I have so many of these pre-made ruffles in here as well that were left over from Alphaba. I always had the intention of making them into just like a smaller everyday skirt because I love the look of the Alphaba skirt. And maybe I should circle back and actually do that. It has been like a year since I said I was going to. With these giant pieces of fabric, I have clearly just not tidied up properly at the end of a project and just shoved everything off the floor or the desk on top of the fabric scrap bin. And then it's just slowly got buried within it. What's left from my Edwardian belt project. So that's red dress. Ooh, first vampire scrap. Red dress. More Alphaba ruffles. Is this pile even getting smaller? Because I really feel like it's not. I don't want to be here anymore.
Too damn bad! You keep digging!
I've just found the belt that I cut from the skirt that I used for the Edwardian belt. How cute would this look as the waistband on a completely scrap patchworked skirt or pair of trousers or shorts or something? That would be adorable. I definitely want to do that. I think the pile ate the scissors. I can't find them. They're gonna stab me, aren't they? Got them. I had a piece I was gonna cut, but I don't know where it went now. When I started this and said I wasn't actually going to be keeping the fabric in these boxes, that is now a lie. I will be keeping the fabric in these boxes because they have all filled up so much that where else could I possibly put all this stuff? If you thought this pile was getting smaller, it wasn't. It was just behind me. This is not scrap. This is the little wing belt from when the red dress was the dragonfly dress. That is not meant to be in here. I am determined to get this finished without having to get up and walk away for a bit. But it's getting really hard to not get up and walk away from a bit.
One eternity later.
The pile's so low it's not even on camera anymore. We're almost there. Last little stretch. I am so happy that that's finally done. I think I just need to put some stuff away now. It's actually looking pretty room-like in here now. I also still need to go through all of the shelves in the living room and see if there's anything to get rid of from there, which I'm going to do with Dan. But on the bright side, that has zero impact on the studio. It will just be a case of potentially adding some more fabrics to the sell pile, which I also need to take downstairs because that's shoved in the hallway. And then at some point I will also need to actually photograph and list all of those fabrics on Vinted. But that is my personal torture, not yours. You don't have to sit through that part. These 2 stacks of fabric now need to be placed on the bookshelves somewhere. Gone through the fabrics down here this morning and have very successfully picked out a whole 2 fabrics to cut back on. The glittery blue fabric I used in Snow White, and then the other fabric, the one that I used for the tapestry curtain in the hallway. But I need to get these on the shelves and then pretty much just do a bunch of hoovering and tidying upstairs. A really cool fabric that I've had for a while. It's textured, it's embroidered. I can't think of a single way to use it, but I really want to use it on something and I have loads of it. Like if anyone's got any ideas of what I can do with this, I will take them because I really want to use this fabric. It even has a really cool scalloped edge along the bottom. So please help me use this one. So clean in here, I love it. Just putting the disclaimer out there that I have not tidied up the pegboard, but I don't want to anymore. I'm done. Let's wrap this up. about that? We're finished. I would continue here, but heck, let's take it to the sofa. This feels amazing. I feel exceptionally happy with how this has turned out. I love all of it. I love how spacious my bookshelf now looks. That feels fantastic. I love that I am sat on the sofa right now. I love that the scraps are now sorted into contained boxes and ready to be patchworked, because that has just been an overflowing basket next to the sofa for, well, pretty much since the start of my channel. It's been like 3 years like that. I just all around love the studio. I love how tidy it's feeling. I'm feeling very excited to do the little mini revamp that I've got planned to just add a little bit more whimsy in here, specifically in this corner, because this is just so plain and white and boring over here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of a little bit difficult for me because tidying is difficult, but I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm really glad that you guys voted for this and pushed me to do it, because I probably would have put this off for like another 6 months easily. So I'm really glad that I've got you guys there to support me. And if anyone wants to watch the longer version of the video, just a reminder that there is a link in the description to go watch the longer edit. I don't know how long the longer edit is yet because I haven't edited this yet, but I imagine it's long. And whilst that is technically on my Patreon, it is under the free membership, so anyone can watch that, because I know that some of you guys wanted to be able to tidy along at the same time. And I feel like that was a really natural and casual and smooth way to announce that I am launching a Patreon. I have wanted to do this for the longest time, and I've been so incredibly nervous about doing it, but ultimately I really wanted a space where I could do basically any project and live free from the algorithm. I will also be doing some stuff for the free memberships. My absolute favorite feature that I am so excited to start using. Patreon has a group chat feature, which basically means that we can all be in a group chat together. All the times in the comment sections that you guys have told me about the awesome projects that you're working on, but I have never been able to see them because you can't share pictures with me. In the group chat on Patreon, we can share pictures with each other, so I can finally see all the things that you're working on. So please, please, I beg of you, show me all the cool things that you described to me. I really want to see them, and that is free for everybody. Anyone can join the group chat. And there is absolutely no pressure either way from me in terms of the Patreon membership, because it's just a little something extra. Back to regular programming, because I already feel really weird promoting myself this much. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like to see some more of my projects, feel free to leave me a comment down below, because I have asked so many questions of you all this time, and you guys know how much I love to chat with you all, and I will see you all in my next video. See ya!